Hello and welcome back to your June of 2025 real estate update for Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County. Hi, I'm Thomas Ryan with Thomas Ryan Real Estate. I am a Southern California real estate agent based in Chino, California, with a reach and pulse on all 5 Southern California counties. Today we have an extremely insightful video for you based upon the previous month's market activities. In these monthly market updates, we will bring you information, statistics, as well as my personal perspective and experiences based upon what's going on right now, with the ultimate goal of keeping you well informed about our local real estate market. As always, we will hear from Loan Officer Benny Rabishin with his monthly mortgage update. He'll give us insights on interest rates now and what to expect in the future based upon his market knowledge. Should you have any additional questions about the real estate market in general, your specific property, or maybe you have aspirations of buying or selling a home, always feel free to give me a call. I can be reached at 909-334-2049, or you can find me on all the social media sites. Just search Thomas Ryan Real Estate. All right, without further ado, let's get into the update. CNN, Fox News, and even KTLA have been talking about the inventory of available homes on the market rising. Let's see if that's the case for Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County. The June active inventory in San Bernardino County was 7,310 homes, which was up from 7,070 homes. In Chino, inventory increased from 198 to 221 month over month, and in Chino Hills, the number of available homes on the market increased from 107 in May to 126 in June. As seen in the graph, we can see that the number of available homes active on the market has steadily grown over the last year and a half. This trend has continued from May to June with significant increases across the board. And this is a trend we have seen both nationally and obviously locally. As we go through the rest of the data in this video, you will see the effects that added inventory has on the housing market. With this increased inventory, we should expect an equal amount of increased sales or closings, right? Let's take a look. The short answer to that question is no. Closed sales were down across all segments from May to June. Chino dropped from 59 closings to 51. Chino Hills dropped from 48 to 42, and San Bernardino County decreased from 1,455 to 1,414 closings in the month of June. In June of 2025, the middle of the summer housing market, the time when you would expect the most sales activity, we actually saw a decrease in the closed sales month over month. With that said, if we look in comparison to the numbers for 2024, Chino Hills was the only segment that saw a decrease, and going back to 2023, we are above those numbers. So what does this tell us? Yes, there are fluctuations month to month, but they haven't been that large and ultimately don't reflect a major market shift. With all of these extra homes on the market, you might expect for them to sell at a much slower pace. Let's take a look at the median days on market for Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County. Yes, month over month, all sectors saw very modest median days on market increases, with Chino jumping from 14 days to 24 days, Chino Hills increasing by just 1 day at 13 days on market, and San Bernardino County with a small increase from 22 to 24 days on market. One last thing I would like to point out is looking back to December 2024 to January 2025, we saw some steep median days on market increases, likely spurred on by holidays and the uncertainty just after the election. And since then, all median days on market numbers have come down and all sit below the 30-day mark, which is a welcome sign for potential home sellers. As for you potential home buyers, a few extra days on market is a good sign for you as well. This gives you some extra time to shop, negotiate, and ultimately get your offer accepted. A great metric for understanding the relationship between supply and demand in the housing market is months supply. Remember, this is how long it would take to sell all of the available homes on the market if no added properties were added to the market. Let's take a look at these numbers for Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County. San Bernardino County had the largest month's supply at 5.3. Chino is sitting at 4.0 months, and Chino Hills was the lowest at 2.9 months supply. So what do all these numbers actually mean? Well, we must remember that anything above 6 months of supply represents a buyer's market, and anything below 6 months of supply represents a seller's market, with 6 months of supply being a balanced market. As San Bernardino County inches closer to that 6 months balanced market, both Chino and Chino Hills still fall pretty significantly below the 6 month market, meaning that they are still in a slight seller's market. Price per square foot is a commonly used metric in real estate because it provides an opportunity to standardize the comparison of properties based upon their size. Let's take a look at the price per square foot for Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County properties. Surprisingly enough, we didn't see any huge changes in the price per square foot, considering the volatile data that we have been through thus far. Chino dropped by just $2 per square foot, and San Bernardino County remaining the same at $332 per square foot. Chino Hills saw the biggest change month over month, dropping below the $500 mark for the first time in quite a while, sitting at $499 per square foot. As we have seen both year over year and month over month, we didn't see a very significant change for the median price per square foot for the month of June. As we look back to 2023, however, we see that all sectors have increased in their price per square foot. This shows that there is long-term growth in the area. I know, all you homeowners and even you aspiring home buyers, all that you care about is, have home values gone up or have home values gone down? Well, the time has come to give you that answer. Let's take a look. As you might expect from the data that we have gone over thus far, the numbers aren't great for Chino and Chino Hills homeowners thinking about selling right now. Chino saw a median sale price decrease from $735,000 to $715,000. Chino Hills decreased from $1,147,500 to $1,074,000. However, San Bernardino County as a whole increased the median sale price slightly from $538,444 to $540,000. Here's the good news, homeowners. If we look back multiple years at home values, you're still seeing great growth over time. And as for you aspiring home buyers, we are in a particular moment in time where things seem to have leveled off. I believe this will be the case until interest rates come down a bit, but in the meantime, this could be a great time for you to get into the market, negotiate on purchase price, spend a little more time finding the right home, even getting closing costs paid for by the seller. As we know, the most pressing issue in real estate for the past months and years has been mortgage rates. And to give us an update on where mortgage rates are today and what to expect in the future, we have Benny Rabishin to give us that update. Take it away, Benny.
Thanks, Thomas. Always such great information on the market. Let me provide some update and clarity on what's going on in the mortgage rate world and in general, what I'm seeing from buyer activity in this market right now. Now, listen, unfortunately, we haven't seen a drop in mortgage rates. In fact, from month to month, I would say we've seen a little bit of a tick up of as really in the beginning of April when the tariff talk came into our economy. There was so much unknown as to what the result was going to be of those tariffs. Now, many believe that tariffs are inflationary, meaning inflation will rise with tariffs, and that would not be good for mortgage rates. We haven't seen inflation rise. In fact, we haven't seen what any of the impact of the tariffs will be yet. However, because of the unknown, we have not seen a dip to mortgage rates. A normal 30-year fixed at this moment in time is in the low sevens. Now, while interest rates stay elevated, we do believe that we're going to see some relief moving forward. I just don't know how quickly that will be, and obviously I'll update you month to month on what's happening from that. Now, from buyer activity, there's really two types of buyers right now. There are some that have an affordability problem based on where interest rates are. It's either they don't qualify for a price point they want, or it's just a payment that's not within comfort zone. Now, the other slew of buyers can financially make sense of these rates. And the buyers that are in a good financial position to be able to buy real estate in this market with these temporary higher elevated interest rates are seeing great negotiating power. Now, we're not seeing a ton of multiple offers on homes. Now, you will see that in the case where maybe a home is priced very, very well. Buyers are picky right now. They want to get a deal. They don't want to overpay. A lot of it, and you can provide some insight to this, Thomas, is they're looking for really something that's pretty turnkey. Not a lot of buyers want a big project of a house. So being that they're very specific right now, they're not jumping on everything. So sellers are not usually getting multiple offers, but our buyers are really have some great negotiating power. Everything from paying less than what the seller is asking for a house. We have credits that we're using to get a lower than market interest rate, or we use those credits to maybe cover their closing costs. Imagine buying a house and closing costs are $12,000 and you go into that house and the seller covers those costs for you, which means you get to keep $12,000 in the bank. So we're seeing that type of stuff in this market right now. So again, people that are financially able to make sense of it are reaping the benefits of some of that negotiating power. So we'll see what happens from month to month. It happens to be that this week the Fed met again. They're not going to lower interest rates this time. We'll look to see in 6 weeks what they do then. But of course, I'll keep you guys up to date as things progress in the market. Back to you.
Benny, thank you for all of that great information. Now, if you're interested in what it would take to qualify for a loan or would like to start the process to get pre-approved, go ahead and shoot me a message, give me a call, and I will be sure to get you connected directly with Benny. We truly hope that you found this information helpful, and if it was helpful, please be sure to hit the like button down below and consider subscribing to the Thomas Ryan Real Estate YouTube channel or follow me on Instagram at Thomas Ryan Real Estate. Both of these are completely free to do, and they help me out very much to be able to get this information out to you and others. Before we go, just wanted to remind you, if you have any questions whatsoever that we didn't cover today, please always feel free to give me a call or send me a text message. I can be reached at 909-334-2049, or if you feel comfortable, go ahead and leave that comment or that question down below, and we can get that answered there so that we're not only answering that question for you, but potentially someone else that had a similar question just like it. All right, until next month, have a good day.